For the Southern California Prep Insider, I'm Keith DeMolder here for another edition of the Best of the Rest segment, where we break down everything from 8-man to D3 to D2, the best of the rest, and we have it all on tap for you today. We are here from Murdoch Stadium, the home of some soccer action, but also this was the place where some dreams were broken, but also some dreams came true last year. There was plenty of football to be had right on this field, Murdoch Stadium here at El Camino College, where the D3, Open, D1, D2 championships were for the LA City section, where we saw a couple of these teams I'm going to be talking about today in the podcast win their respective titles. So this past week there was a lot of action going on in the City section. D2, D3, 8-man. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the 8-man. Again, like a lot of these divisions, not a lot of parity per se, a lot of blowouts for and against some of these City section teams. The biggest win, though, by far, was New Designs University Park. Absolutely blasted East Valley 62-20. So we'll see how they do this week, if that was maybe a fluke game, but 62 points, that is a lot of offense for sure. And then Anemo Robinson won convincingly 46-6 over the Academy of Careers and Exploration. And then, looking at that game, Anemo Robinson put up 30 first half points, so they were looking pretty good. On the flip side, though, there was a lot of big losses, a lot of blowouts on the other side of things. Not exactly what you want to see. But Sun Valley lost 54-12. That Hillcrest Christian team put up over 370 yards of total offense and also 5 rushing touchdowns. Not to mention, on defense, they recovered 5 fumbles, and Yaden Ochoa took a punt return to the house. So Hillcrest Christian, they were doing it all against Sun Valley and ultimately came out with a huge win. North Valley Military Institute was beaten as well. 52-22 was the score in that one. And then a big shocker, Sherman Oaks CES was pounded 50-8 against Chadwick. Chadwick put up 44 first half points thanks to 189 yards and 5 touchdowns rushing on just 15 carries. So also they had a pick 6. That doesn't hurt, but Chadwick was doing it all against Sherman Oaks CES, the former runner-up in 8-man last year. Some bright spots, though, for North Valley Military. Julio Aguilar, he had a big touchdown grab. Ultimately, though, the non-offensive and rushing touchdowns for Sage Hill get them the W in that game. It seems at this point, when we talk about 8-man, that Anemo Robinson is headed towards another title, but with New Designs, having that 62-point game, they could have some competition. Sherman Oaks CES obviously took a step down, but they played some tough opponents in Chadwick. So once league play comes, then things will start to shake out. They'll start to become a little bit more clear. But right now, it's anybody's division out there in 8-man. Moving on, though, in D3, there was a couple of big games, but one game in particular that we'll get to in a little bit. Also, just going back to 8-man, Windward taking on Anemo Robinson. That will be a huge game for them. Windward has a lot of talent. Usually on the basketball side of things. We'll see what they can do on the football side. But moving over to D3, Fremont blowout of Belmont, 40-6 was that one. We also saw a lot of Southern Section teams hand City Section teams the L this past week. Beverly Hills, 32-0 over Sotomayor. Dana Hills, 46-9 over Lincoln. Hawthorne, 41-12 over Legacy. And then Heritage Christian, 20-0 over Chatsworth. We saw Chatsworth with a big Week 1 win. Week 2, not so much. A close game with Marquez and Monroe. Monroe with a big win, and then Hamilton with another tight win. That one 26-20 over Gardena. It's too early to tell any favorites out of D3, but Monroe and Mendez as well. 2 names to watch out for. Mendez won 34-21 over a good Glendale team. That's a Southern Section program, so we'll see what shakes out in D3. Obviously, a lot of teams moving back and forth, so who knows exactly who will come out of D3 and be the champion. Who knows who will be here, come December. It's anybody's game at this point, folks, but it surely is exciting. Big games this week include Marquez against Santee, Wilson against Manual Arts, and then Poly against Chatsworth. So look out for those. Out of D2, not a huge slate of games per se, but definitely some exciting ones. Firstly, a humongous day. We got to shout them out. Humongous day for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Oh, my goodness. This squad absolutely torched North Hollywood, and probably one of the best individual team performances I think I've seen, all season for sure, but maybe in the past couple of years that we've been watching City Section football. Without a passing game, Roosevelt, they like to run the football, and they ran it 35 times for guess how many yards, folks? 597. 597 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's 17.1 yards per carry for those math wizards out there. So every single time they touched the ball, they were either taking it to the house or taking it for long range. The collection of Ramaje Brunfield, who went for 215 yards and a touchdown on 8 carries, and Santos Rivera, who took 5 carries for 173 yards. They're going to be a special bunch this year. Watch out for Roosevelt. In other games, though, we got to get to those other teams. Wilson trounced George Washington Prep 61-0. And then other big blowouts included Eagle Rock 53-14 over Arleta. Crespi 64-0 over Taft. Taft has now allowed 127 points on the year defensively. I'm sure they'll turn things around come league play, but as of now, they are not looking too hot. Franklin 49-13 over University. Watch out for Franklin, folks. Alfred Bobadilla has been having a fantastic year up there in that Northern League. They could really make some moves. And Marshall with a 13-0 shutout over Hollywood. A Hollywood team, by the way, that beat West Adams 40-0 last week. They move on. They're 2-0. Marshall really looking good there in D2. Huge games this week to watch out for. Reseda taking on Marshall, then Arleta versus Venice, Franklin, Roosevelt. That's a game, Reseda, Marshall, they're 2-0 teams playing against each other. Marshall, the former D3 champ last year, but then Franklin, Roosevelt. Those are 2 high-powered offenses. I'm looking forward to them. All of these games, by the way, on Thursday. We know we got some festivities going on this weekend with Labor Day and all that, so games being moved up. So a lot of great action happening this week. Make sure to check out the highlights and tweets. We'll make sure to tweet it out as we go. But before we let you go, folks, there was an interesting thing that happened last week. So I went to the Roybal versus West Adams game Friday night at Roybal, and this is a Roybal team that I had not learned until the game. A fan told me this actually, that Roybal had not won a single football game since September of 2014, when they won 13-6 over Legacy. So imagine going 4 straight years without a single win. 35 games straight without a single win for Roybal. They come in, they play West Adams, and a lot of these seniors that are on this Roybal team have not known what it feels like to win a football game at all. So they come in against West Adams. West Adams, we already know, got blown out versus Hollywood first week, so nobody really knew what was going to happen. At home, though, they come out with a huge victory. So Roybal comes in, they score the first touchdown, and things were pretty dicey. There was a punt return by West Adams, a fantastic return that got called back. It was a really hotly contested game through and through. West Adams, they have a lot of talent, but ultimately Roybal found a way to end the streak. 35 games, no longer. They win 16-8 over West Adams. It was an emotional time for everyone. The whole Roybal fan section was cheering out of their minds. But I talked with Michael Galvan and senior running back Minor Moscoso, a kid who has never won in a Roybal jersey, after the game. Here's what they said and why this win was so important to them. For the Southern California Prep Insider, I'm Keith DeMolder here from Roybal High School. The streak is over. 35 games that Roybal had not won a game. They come home. They defeat West Adams 16-8. I'm here with head coach Galvan. How does it feel? The streak's finally over.
It feels fantastic. This is my first year here, but I know the kids have reiterated so many times that they just wanted to win so bad. And I knew that we had a good core of kids, and we just came out every day. And we're a small numbers team, but they came out every day, and they just worked and worked and worked. And I told them if they just played their hearts out, we would be there at the end of the game. And I'm just glad that we were able to pull out the victory.
35 straight games lost. It's a daunting task when you think about it, to come into a season with that type of record. Did you think you were going to win a game this season?
Absolutely. Like I said, coming from the community, I'm teacher of the local middle school, and I knew that there were good kids here. And we just needed to have a single vision, a single focus, and I was hoping to provide that, and I think we've done a good job so far.
How proud are you of your guys tonight? They played a complete game. There was fumbles, there was turnovers. How proud of you are you?
Oh, I'm not glad with our turnovers, I'll tell you that. But, I thought it was really good. I thought we had to play in all facets. Offensive did well. Our run game looked pretty good. Defensively, I was really impressed with what we did. And special teams, we can always clean up, but I thought they did a good job, too.
You got your first win of the season. You said not just this one. You said in the post game we're going to get many more. How are you feeling with this momentum on your side?
I think if they just come and work hard every week, we can be there at the end of every game and hopefully win more.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I can't reiterate how proud I am of these kids and the community. Like I said, I'm from the community, and the parents are very supportive. Administration, everybody, teachers, so I'm just glad that I could be a part of it.
The streak is over, folks. Roybal with the W. Let's head back to the podcast.
Good job, Johnny. You gave it a hug. Yeah, baby. Good job. Hey, but one's not enough. Hell no. We're going to get hopefully some help and people coming in next week, hopefully. Right? Let's go! Let's go! 3 years, boys! 3 years! Let's go, Miner!
For the Southern California Prep Insider, I'm Keith DeMolder here from Roybal High School. We're here with Miner Moscoso, who is a running back, he's a quarterback, he does it all. The streak is finally over, a 16-8 victory over West Adam. Miner, how's it feel?
Best feeling ever. I've never felt this because I've been playing for 4 years. This is my 4th year, and I finally tasted that win that I've been playing 4 years and finally got it.
You were very animated before the game. You were crying after the game. Take me through the emotions of this entire contest.
Well, first I had to hype up my teammates, because we can't go in the game feeling sad, feeling happy. We have to go ready to eat, ready to play hard, play with everything. And after all, the game finished. It was a pretty close game, but finally we pulled it off. We got the win.
You've been here now. It's your 4th season at this school. Did you think the streak was ever going to be broken?
Oh, my God. That's how I felt every year. Every year I thought it was going to be over. But thank God and my teammates, my family, my coaches, that he stepped in this year because the other coach, and then he just stepped in like nothing, and he carried us to that win.
So now you have 1 win under your belt. How are you going to take this momentum? Are you thinking ring at this point?
Oh, my goodness. I've been since day one. Yeah, we taking that home. We taking it.
You excited for the rest of the year?
Oh, my God, yes, I am. I'm very excited to play with my teammates. Yes.
Well, congratulations, Miner. They just got the victory. Huge victory, 16-8. The streak is over, folks. Back to the podcast. Thanks so much. So 2 great stories week after week. We got the Eagle Rock story the first week. Then we got Roybal the second week. Either way, folks, great stuff in the city section. That has been the best of the rest segment. I'm Keith DeMolder for the Southern California Prep Insider here from Murdoch Stadium. We'll see you come December right here, but make sure to check in next week for another edition of the best of the rest. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.